everyone, I'm the Sublind. I've just blown in. And today we are back with more Seduce Me 2, The Demon Wars. We are beginning, I think, the last path on James's route. We've so far accepted our destiny, been divinely punished, as well as accepted an angel's forgiveness, which resulted in a mind wipe, which I don't really see that as a good thing. So, I mean, we have yet to have the good ending, so I have hopes for today. If this is the first of my videos you're watching, hello for one. I will be using the skip button, so if you're interested in seeing all this dialogue I'm skipping over, I do recommend going back to the beginning of James's path and starting there and watching everything. One, because any of the views, let's be honest, and two, I've talked about this once. This is why I'm skipping it. I've literally talked about this. With that said, let's get into it, shall we? Let's go to the gold and begin our day.
Hold on
Hi,
there.
Kay.
Before we start the game, I need to...
Skip. Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. You do know this is James's route,
Just
right?
to make sure I click the right thing.
The eldest incubus?
Yes, I do. Like I said, just want to make sure I click the right thing. And skip. Yes, I know.
Oh, awesome.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, then. Oh.
And Diana's here, and what is my character's name? My character is called Blue. Yay! And now we begin the creepy nightmare dream of being messed with by angels. Because, yeah. Enter. Sal, Diana, Evil James, waking up. And, for once... You know what? I had a bad dream, but I want kissies. So, I will kiss you passionately, and hopefully that'll make bad dreams go away. James didn't have to use his powers to light a fire in me. I bet. I gently tilted my head and kissed him. Oh, hello, sexy music. Welcome back. I haven't seen much of you this LP. Capturing his lips with mine lovingly, I felt my body slowly heat up, softly and tenderly, to make sure not to scare me. His enthrallment over me became a natural part of our lovemaking. Well, he does need to eat. It not only helped him gain energy, but it made the pleasure of our sex particularly 10 times more powerful. Hey, win-win here. As I moaned against his lips, James gently ran his hands down my back and over my rear, making me slightly jump in surprise at the feel. Really? As he gripped it, I let out another hot moan, and James smiled and chuckled quietly against my lips. I stared at the ceiling, lusting for James. Girl, you're having him. You can stop the thirst. You're literally sucking on the straw. And figuratively, I guess, depending on what you two are going to do tonight. As he pulled away from the kiss and began to kiss over my neck. I absolutely needed this man, and I needed him now. My body pressed against his and forced him back onto the bed, allowing me to be on top and be in control. James stared up at me, still gripping onto my ass and gently massaging each cheek with his fingers with a smirk. We both knew that he was always in control whenever we made love. Well, that just sounds boring. However, my rebellious attempts at being on top often surprised him. On to be that much more rougher in our play. It was like a game. Oh, clearly this is working for both of you. Still, I like to think that I tried valiantly and not in vain. I moved my hands back and took his off of me, lacing our fingers together and pinning them to the bed beside his head. They didn't fight back against my hold, but James's face continued to intimidate me, with a playful smirk and a dominant gaze. I gently leaned down and captured his lips again, grinding my hips against him, and showing him the heat and desire I was feeling for him. His hands tightened around mine, and I felt him gently grind back up into me, and letting his own desire rub against mine. A lot of rubbing here. My body forced me to pull my lips away, making me bite my lower lip in pleasure at the grind before suddenly feeling myself being flipped over on the bed, with James smirking over me. I didn't care. I wanted him to take me in whatever position we ended up in. Hey, you both win. Wrapping my legs around his waist, I pulled James close and leaned my head up, brushing my lips against his. What are you waiting for? Take me.
As you wish.
You see who's really in control here, right? Within mere moments, we went from grinding each other to moaning each other's names as we made passionate love. Our clothes were thrown about the room, but we didn't give a damn. We were busy. And getting busy. Every movement pushed moans and gasps from my lips, building towards a beautiful high as I moved against him and made him feel the same. Yeah, good times. Our sex wasn't just to feel pleasure. Yeah, he also needs to eat. It was our bodies melding and moving together in perfect harmony, with each moan professing our love for each other. There wasn't a single moment of silence between us, letting our love echo through the room. As we finally eclipsed in ecstasy for each other, we held on to each other tightly, not wanting to let go of one another. James smiled and pulled up the covers over our bodies, and I had made his chest my pillow. James ran his hands through my hair, his heated and worn-out breath matching mine, as we both fell back into darkness of sleep. The nightmare didn't return. Yay! I slept peacefully within James's arms as if nothing else mattered in the world except for me and him. And the skip buttons returned. Yay! And it's morning, and Carrie came over because James had to go to work, and I still have wedding stuff I need to do. And, she's asking me what's wrong, and, for once, let's have a good communication skill of, I had a nightmare last night.
Huh? A nightmare? Was it really bad?
Well, I'm older than the age of 10, and a nightmare's affecting me this badly that I had to call over my brother, sister, wife, and yeah, let's talk about this shit. And skip button until I can actually talk about it, and for once, just this once, let's say the truth of James was holding me in a jail cell. That's gotta be a red flag of some sort, right? Carrie stared wide-eyed at me, unsure of what to say. I continued. He looked cold and evil. Diana was there, too.
Diana? The succubus that tried to take the boys away?
Yeah, that girl. Yeah, she was in the cell next to me, but for some reason, it seemed like she was trying to protect me.
Protect you? How?
My mind instantly replayed the nightmare. No, bad mind. Flashing to when Diana gripped James's shoulder and tried to pull him away from me. I couldn't help my body from wincing at the memory of her being shot by his gun. He came into my cell. He enthralled me, and Diana shouted at him to leave me alone. Then he... Carrie reached over and placed her hand on my shoulder, making me lower my head. It was strange to think about, Diana protecting me. Yet, I could feel the anger in her voice when James tried to approach me. She truly sounded like she wanted to protect me. He shot her with his demon gun, among other things. And when she died, he came after me.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
It's just a dream. Get the fuck over it. It may not have been real, but my body couldn't help but quake in fear when recalling the nightmare. I shook my head and looked at Carrie, needing to know what was going on. Do you think this is an omen? This nightmare can't be just a dream. I mean, sure it can. Carrie ran her hands through her hair and stared at the blanket beneath us. She bit her lower lip as she contemplated, which made me worried.
You said a jail cell?
Uh-huh, yes. Yeah, it was a stone dungeon. Okay, stone dungeon is not necessarily the same thing as a jail cell.
Like in a medieval castle?
Uh-huh. Right, you're the witchy one of the group. Yeah. Carrie shook her head again and ran her hands through her hair once more, before looking up at me.
I don't know if this is connected with that dream, but I've heard rumors about the Abyssal Plains being in utter chaos.
Oh. Okay. How have you heard this? 'Cause now I'm curious. What is your connections, girl? Tell me. What? What do you mean?
I don't know what's happening exactly, but for the past 2 years, the demon world has been emitting some really bad energy. Even the angels are taking note of what's happening. They're even neglecting their duties to go to the demon world themselves.
Okay, yeah, that explains a few things. That threw me off. According to Carrie, angels were extremely devoted to watching over the human world, which is why it's such a mess. They would never skimp duties to even think about the demon world. Well, maybe they should. Carrie shook her head.
The only place I can imagine jail cells like that being used for prisoners is in the Abyssal Plains.
Of course!
You and James are here in the human world, so it makes no sense.
Hey, you don't know what's in our basement. James might have redecorated some things in between games. We don't talk about it. Carrie abruptly moved from the bed and reached for her purse, digging through it and practically sticking her entire arm into it. Wait, she has a bag of holding? Aww. Just saying, Carrie, I know what I want for, my wedding present. I would also like a bag of holding. I swore she was Mary Poppins the day I saw her do that the first time. I don't know, she doesn't really have the accent for it. I think she could pull off the outfit, though. Apparently, it was a demon-branded bag called the Endless Satchel. Bag of holding, gotcha. Only found in the demon black market of the human world. Wait, where's the demon black market? Why is that not the game? I want to go there. Can we go there for my bachelorette party, Carrie? I'm just saying, it'll be fun. It wasn't just a bag on the inside. It was a void. I could stuff anything in there and be able to pull it back out with ease, as long as you pictured it in your mind. Carrie pulled out something wrapped in dark green silk. As she unfolded the cloth, she revealed a deck of cards. On the back of each card was a black pentagram with a small, almost unreadable marking around it. On the faces, however, were different hand-painted images that helped me recognize this as a tarot deck. They were worn, but they still emitted a power that made me shiver run down my spine.
It's been a while since I've used this, but it might be able to shed some light on the situation.
Yay! Tarot card reading! Cool. I watched as Carrie held the deck against her chest and closed her eyes, muttering to herself. She then lifted the deck to her lips and kissed over the top of the card before shuffling it. The cards practically danced and glided between her fingers, as if they were alive when she shuffled them in her hands. Eventually, she stopped. The deck settled together in her grip. Ew. She gently drew 3 cards from the top of the deck. Okay, that's wrong. Setting them face down in front of her, and placed the remainder of the deck on the nightstand. Okay, as someone that went through a tarot phase in high school, no. You're supposed to fan the cards out and let the person you're doing the reading for pick them, believing that it's the card drawing the person to it that's going to show the destiny. like I said, I went through a tarot phase in school. I know this shit. Or I know a version of it. The Wheel of Fortune? Wait. Pat Sajak's here? Diana, wait. She flipped one over, revealing a wheel with multiple symbols on it. As I stared at the card, the wheel seemed to spin on the face of the card. Ugh, writing. Still bad. Stop using the same words so close together. Making me slightly dizzy. Carrie mumbled to herself as she examined the card.
The Wheel of Fortune. Could this be about the demon world changing? No, it can't just be that. Someone changed something in the past and disturbed the fate of the abyssal planes.
Me! Or my grandpa. Or both. I looked to the card, taking note of what Carrie said aloud. There were many things that I knew that I had personally changed. I wasn't destined to get the Anderson Toy Company. I met the boys and learned about magic, and I was going through a big change in my life with my upcoming marriage. Carrie moved her hand and flipped over another card, revealing a figure with a sword in one hand and a scale in the other. Staring at the card, I swore I heard angry whispers in the air around me. I want to say it's Justice?
Justice?
Ooh!
What could this be about?
Where's
Could
Anders?
the change in the past be something so big that it demands Justice's attention?
Creepy spirit. Did it stop inhabiting its body? Gosh darn it. Why could we get Cole? He's much nicer. My mind began to replay every choice I made in my life and fast forward. My decision to let the boys stay, to defend the boys against Malix, to stand up to Diana. Everything rolled past my thoughts. Was one of those decisions one I shouldn't have made? Well, yeah, but if you didn't do those things, there wouldn't be a first game. Actually, I do examine the paths where you don't take those choices. I didn't get to think on it long as Carrie flipped over the third card. As was revealed, both Carrie and I gasped. Ooh, what could it be? Strength? The Tower? The Hermit? The Empress?
The King of Swords? But
Huh.
that card is not supposed to look like that.
What now? Actually, I was half expecting them to pull the Death card. Not gonna lie. So, them changing up for King of Swords is actually something I'm interested in. Okay, why does that look like my fiancé? A king figure sat on a throne, with a large sword in his hand. Nothing phallic here at all. As if he was ready to attack the viewer. No, don't attack my viewers, I have so few. However, the card looked like a black and gold demon I recognized. Yeah, this is a warning sign. James. The picture, despite being simple, was powerful enough to make a shudder run through my body at the sight. As we stared, however, the nightstand that held the remaining cards began to quake, forcing me and Carrie to look over in surprise.
What the?
Yeah, agreed. What the? The tarot cards on their own burst upwards and began to fly through the air frantically. The sounds of battle and war emanated from them and raged through the room, and Carrie quickly moved to shield my body with hers as she covered her ears. Should I be covering my ears too? Oh, never mind. I covered mine as well. Well, mine are covered with headphones. But that didn't stop the sounds of blood and clashing swords and digging into my senses. I could almost feel the heat of danger of the image of war that the sounds were painting against my skin. As the sounds stopped, I looked up to see the cards float down onto us, now lifeless and all of them torn in half right down the middle. As they landed, however, I stared in shock at what I saw on each half of the card's face. Carrie looked up and gasped as well.
Impossible.
I don't like this. Yeah, that's the Lover's card. I don't like this. On half of the cards, I saw a girl that had my hairstyle, with a stream of tears running down her face, reaching out towards the torn edge. On the other, I saw a weeping boy with James's demon horns and a crown on his head. He was reaching back towards the tear and the divide him from the other half of the card where the girl was. This isn't ominous at all. This is fine. My heart practically stopped. Was this really happening? I couldn't believe my own eyes as I stared at the cards in front of me. The universe is trying to tell me something. I think I should listen. My nightmare began to flash before my eyes, causing me to grip onto myself and shiver violently from the fear bubbling in my core. Carrie quickly grabbed hold of me and hugged me to her.
Hey, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes the cards are wrong. This can't be right.
Yeah! Okay, let's go with that theory. How could I believe her? Yeah, this is kind of a big, red flag, shall we say. I was staring at multiple torn cards, showing me the same exact image. I gripped to Carrie, feeling the extreme fear and sadness run through my body.
Hey, look at me.
Okay. I looked up at Carrie, as she gave me a small smile as she squeezed me gently in her hug.
Magic is fickle, okay? The cards aren't always correct. Fate can always be changed. Remember that.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I knew she was trying to make me feel better. I knew that there was something going on. However, as the thought of my marriage came up, I knew that I'd have to calm down eventually. They were cards, and my marriage was still happening, regardless of what they said. I closed my eyes and slowly started to ignore the signs. The cards, the nightmare in my head, this wouldn't help me, and I had to prepare for my wedding. Yeah, priorities. Carrie muttered an incantation under her breath, and when I opened my eyes, the cards had all disappeared. What now? I hugged Carrie tighter, silently thanking her for removing them. I had to be stronger. I had to. As the day went on, I enlisted Carrie to help with the wedding arrangements and the skip button's return, so I'm going to enlist the skip button. Yay! And he's home, and it's bedtime, and he's asked me, what's wrong? And you know what? Communication is the key to a good relationship, so I'm going to tell him. I gently pulled away from him and looked into his eyes. I had to tell him. It was about him, after all. Yes, finally. I was in a dungeon. I was there with Diana.
Diana? Did she try to hurt you?
Oh, sweetie, you have no clue. No. Actually, she was trying to protect me.
From who?
You're not gonna like the answer. You. James stared surprised at me, but remained silent as I continued. You came in and enthralled me, but it wasn't like you usually do it. It was forceful, and I didn't want it. But I was under your control. Diana tried to stop you, but you shot her. Then you came for me. For some reason, a weight was lifted from my shoulders. It was a terrible dream, but James deserved to know. Yes! Thank you! Communication! As I finished recounting the nightmare, James gently moved his hands up and cupped my face in them.
Thank you for telling me, and I'm sorry that you experienced that kind of nightmare. But I swear to you that I will never hurt you.
You can still hurt someone and not mean to. I let myself become lost in his amber eyes, believing every single word he said. I could feel the love and care in his voice, and his warm hands assured me that he would protect me from harm. I wrapped my arms once again around James and let my head rest on his shoulder as his arms encircled my form. I loved him. He loved me. We would protect and love each other forever, as it should be. And the skip buttons come back as we approach our wedding day. Skip, skip, skip. And Demon World, and I'm gonna stay still and try to take in what the fuck is going on. And we've seen this, and talky talk, and try to get home, and fail, and what about Diana now? And skip, 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 and I'm led to my room, and I'm having a chat with Diana. Are you okay? You kind of got knocked on your butt. And she's fine, and it's time to go explore. Yay! Left. Left. And a lover's fight, and oh, so cute. I'm just gonna eat my dinner, cause hungry, and it's been 2 days, nom nom. And Diana's back, and they try to send me home, but they fail, and surprise! Everybody's here! Yay! And you know what, sweetie? How about we take the glare out of your eyes as I try to hug you and get you, to calm the fuck down. Diana didn't do anything wrong. This time. That we know of. I tightened my hug around his chest, earning a soft squeeze from him in return. But he continued to glare at Diana. Whoa, okay, James, stop being a Karen.
And why have you not sent her back?
Dude, calm down.
Again, your father.
Yeah. How about you save that glare for the right entity, okay? Skip, 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 chat, chat, chat. What are we gonna do? Here's our plans. And because I am the main character, I had the final say, so I say trap, so, we're not spilling more blood than we have to. Skip, 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 we go, and... oh, yeah. We can fight too, because, yeah, the wife shouldn't have to set this one out. Skip, 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 everybody's happy, we're walking to the room, and
okay?
James asks...
Are you okay?
Am I okay? That is a very valid question, and you know what? Not really. No. And let's go to the room anyway, and we're here, and it's been such a damn long time. I desperately need to kiss this man. And we're in dreams, and Diana bursts in because angels are messing with my dreams again. And of course, because Diana and James are in the same room, they must immediately go for each other's throats because... reasons? Question mark? You know what? I don't know what's going on. And they talk, and now we're alone, and...
I don't know.
Truly? And we're going back to... okay, we're going to breakfast, and Sarah seems to take issue with this, and, You know what? What would the others teach me? Because, as someone as a civilian who's never been in combat before, not counting, when frickin' devils kidnap me, what would the others teach me? And we've got our list of choices, but what about you? What about you, Dee? What would you teach me? Will you teach me how to have awesome hair and sight out of only one eye? You know what, Diana? Still want you. Come here.
But
I know you're super busy, but I'm sure you'll make time for me. And now we're off to training. Yay! But she wants to know why I chose her, and the simple answer is because I trust you. So far, you've only been nice and, you've only tried to help me. I get James has kind of been the literal worst to you, but not my fault. And yeah, I trust you. And we're going to practice. I don't mind that you're actually going to be a fairly hard trainer, because, again, we have, less than a week, and I need to be able to defend myself from a, bloodthirsty father-in-law. So, do your best. I don't mind. And we begin combat. And then, because we get so tired out from combat, many hours of combat, I should point out, this happens when I come back from getting my water. A big black hole. Which, of course, I'm going to go check out, because, obviously. And we're skipping, and Shadow Diana, and I'm going to keep quiet so I don't break the real Diana's concentration. And they're fighting, and we're back in the real world, and Diana's like, don't tell anyone about this. I'm like, okay, cool. And now my guy is here, and... What are you doing? I had to ask. I trusted him, but I still wanted to know what he was thinking and planning. Exactly. Communication. James continued to stare into my eyes before frowning softly.
I want to try and do something, but I'm not sure if it will work.
Uh-huh.
It's been years since I've used pure demon magic, after all.
Ooh, magic, you say? What did he mean? Was he going to cast some sort of spell on me? Yeah, it feels like. What kind of spell was he going to use? I stared at James, unsure of the whole thing, but James kissed my forehead.
Please, trust me, love.
Okay. It took a moment for me to slowly ease my curious nerves. James just wanted to help, and if this was the way, then this was the way. I nodded, giving him the okay to do whatever he needed to do. And we've seen the outcome of this. And, before we go to sleep, I would like some more kisses. Mwah. Which seems to make him very happy. And the skip button returned. And it's dream time, and my guy is being tortured, and you know what? Not having it. It is time to Kool-Aid Man this, and bust in. Oh yeah. James is in pain, and I need to stop it. And we wake up, and... You know what? He asked me if I slept well. It's like, I had a nightmare. Again. Because communication's important. And we reveal that James's spell kind of sort of worked, but not as well as we'd hoped. Instead of the angels being fixated on attacking me, they attacked the thing James put into my head. And yeah.
Yes, actually. We've worked out the angel problem for now.
I mean, have we really? You know what? I'm gonna question this, because I'm not 100% certain we have. Diana, are you okay? You look worn out. And we're training, and I'm gonna focus, because obviously... And we're training, and Shadow Diana showed up, and, what was that? I need to know what's going on. She talks to me. Sarah shows up and talks to me. It's like, yeah, this is messed up. I know. But you can't tell anyone, which I'm like, yeah, no, I need to tell my guy, because, he is really the only one I have. You know what? You need kissies, so I'm going to give you more kissies, because kissing makes everything better. Aw. You know what? Let's give him another kiss, because he needs all the energy for the war to come. Yay! You know what? We've gone this far, let's go all the way. And we've gone all the way before, and Diana's back, and... I don't know. What was the question?
Have you truly dealt with the angel problem? I haven't heard any word from them since last night, so I assume you have. But I need
That's
to be
a
sure.
very valid question, Diana. And an answer to that, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I think so. I hope so. And I think, actually, so this doesn't go super long, looking at how much more I think is still left, I'm going to cut the video here. My apologies if this has been a little short, but I would rather have 2 moderate-length videos than 1 super long video. That's what she said. Never mind. Moving on. So until next, tak ligatilak hedo.